Welcome, this is Nathan and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where Mesopotamia, Unitaria formed an empire. Now, I haven't recorded a video in a while, and I'm sorry. I'm straight up, I'm sorry. I got burnt out and I should have really uploaded an update video about why I was burnt out. But I just got burnt out. I've never had a burnout like it, but I'm fully refreshed and I'm gonna come back now. I am thinking about making a video talking about mapping. I might be done with it. Now, that's a big thing to say, but I might be done with mapping. I want to go to gaming. I really want to transform into gaming, so I don't know. I want to go to gaming, but I'm not sure, because gaming, the Slime Rancher 2 did well, until it didn't, so I might continue Slime Rancher 2, but I'm not sure. But today we're going to be back in the Wisco scenarios. If you don't know what Wisco is, it is a series made by this pro, check him out. This channel and many other channels have been inspired by him. But basically, this is one of his scenarios. This is his longest running series. It's ended, unfortunately. But this is this is the map not right before World War 6, but this is the beginning. This is a map at the end of episode 99, the beginning of 100. I don't really want to use the post-World War 6 map. But today we're going to be seeing where We're going to be looking at a scenario where Mesopotamia Unitaria forms an empire. Now, Mesopotamia Unitaria was ranked at number 3, I believe, in strength on the power rankings at the end of episode 100. In episode 100, and it's obvious why. Mesopotamia has always been like a strong country in the series. It's been the main face of the series. It was the old empire, the Red Team Empire, when it exploded outwards. Mesopotamia Unitaria, it played a role in most world wars. In fact, it's weird now that I think of it. Just to slow around. Mesopotamia, I find it weird. I think the reason most people didn't like World War V was because Mesopotamia didn't really do anything in that World War. Whereas all the other World Wars had involvement with Mesopotamia. Especially World War III, which is still my favourite. I still love World War III. The War of the Greats. World War VI was my other favourite. That was really good as well. But today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where they form an empire. Now, Mesopotamia, a new leader is elected in Mesopotamia. And the leader of this country, he likes the idea of neo-authoritarianism. So, like, the Dutch Empire, the French, the Romans, the Russians, and the Mediterranean country. He likes the idea of, of neo-authoritarianism, but he knows changing one of the most democratic countries in the world into that might be a bit of a change. So what is he going to do? Well, he's going to begin offering unionism with some countries. And that first country is Caucasia. The leader of this country will come to Caucasia and will offer for a union, and, well, this union's going to take place. Caucasia will unite with Mesopotamia, beginning Mesopotamia's expansion. This happened in episode 100. I'm shocked it didn't happen sooner. But Mesopotamia and Caucasia will be uniting. With this, the leader will now come up to the Grey Team. Okay, back. The Grey Team, they offer a union with the Grey Team, and the Grey Team will decline. The Grey Team states it likes its sovereignty and basically doesn't want to unite. They are close, so this isn't gonna hurt relations, but it's time for the leader of Mesopotamia to, well, expand. And where are they going to be in expanding? Because, well, there's not really many choices. There's Egypt, which is an ally. There's the Dark Grey team and the East Russians, which are both close friends or allies. Persia, ally. And then, well, this guy, which is who they're going to be invading. This country has had history in Mesopotamia, but Mesopotamia will begin its invasion of... Oh, and there's Greece, but obviously Greece... Well, obviously, So Mesopotamian troops will enter into this country and begin taking land. I should have really made light colour. And this country is not going to be able to fight back. It will request aid from the gold team, but the gold team will basically just ignore them. The gold team does not want to fight Mesopotamia, so... Yeah, this country's left to die, so great. Mesopotamia will push down and cut the country into 2 pieces. And we'll begin pushing it over here, and we'll push down to the capital, capture it, and, well, the country's going to fall apart. In the peace treaty, they're gobbled up. Mesopotamia will fully annex the green team. Now, the gold team just lost an ally, but, the gold team doesn't really care. They don't care, really enough, they don't care. With the successful war in the green team, the Mesopotamian leader is feeling good. So, he's going to come over to Persia, and he's going to be like, yo, you want to unite with us? And Persia is going to be like, yeah, no. The Dark Grey team, even though they said no, they were considering it, but Persia, no. Persia is just going to straight up say no. First off, you just expanded, which is not democratic. Second, we do not want to even think about uniting with you. We just want to be allies. So that's great. Persia not uniting with Mesopotamia is going to hold a lot of expansion they could possibly do, especially into Central Asia and these two over here. So what does Mesopotamia do? They can't really go anywhere. Well, they're going to come to an old friend of Rome. Old friend? I'm not sure if they're old friends. And Mesopotamia is going to be like, hey Rome, you want to split Greece? And Rome's like, hell yeah. And then they come over to the Farmers Union and they're like, hey, want to split Greece? And the Farmers Union's like, sure. So, these old allies will all declare war on Greece. And Greece is like, wait, what? Mesopotamian troops will move into what used to be an Anatolian country, and they are met with open arms. You wouldn't shock you, but this area is Mesopotamian. It's Mesopotamian-speaking people, so people here are open arms. They don't care. They don't want to be part of Greece. And it gets so bad that this entire area will declare independence from Greece and join Mesopotamia. Well, that's not good. But you know what else isn't good? The fact that Rome's now invading you. Rome and Greece are ancient rivals, but it's time that they end this. The Orange team will not be getting involved in this war. That is a death sentence. They will die. They are surrounded on all sides other than Greece. So the Orange team will not be getting involved, but unfortunately for Greece, they're kind of screwed. The Farmers Union will send their troops in and will be able to take over Thrace. That's the wrong thing. They'll be able to take over Thrace, they'll now push in, and, well, they're going to surround the Orange team. The Orange team's like, please do not invade us, and the Farmers is like, we're not going to invade you. And Rome, okay, yeah. Greece will capitulate and will surrender over to Rome, which I doubt they would surrender to Rome. So let's take a look at this peace treaty between 3 old allies. Taking a look at the peace treaty, we can see there's only a couple of lines, but we'll be going over that. So the Farmers Republic, I don't think they're called the Farmers Union, I believe they're the Farmers Republic, will be gaining this. It's not a lot, but the Farmers Republic isn't really after land, and this poor Orange team, I really just want to do that, but I'm not going to, because I know that's not really realistic. Rome, who most likely maybe be gaining the most valuable land, will be gaining all of this. They will be fully annexing the Greek peninsula, taking over everything, including the capital, expanding their country greatly. While Mesopotamia is going to be gaining Hold on. That's Rome's colour. Why did I use Rome's colour? Mesopotamia will be gaining Anatolia. Oh my god, whatever. And also Thrace. So they'll gain a ton of land. And at this point, where do they go? They bought up all their, other than maybe the East Russian Federation, they bought allies. Rome is an ally, finger quotes. They're not really an ally, but they are. Farmers Republic is an ally, they're in the military alliance. Egypt is an ally, but Egypt's an ally. Persia's an economic ally, and then these two, this one's an ally, this one's her friend. So, what does Mesopotamia do? They don't really have anywhere to go. Well, they're gonna come over to Egypt, and they're gonna be like, hey, you wanna unite with us? And Egypt's like, no. And Mesopotamia's like, okay. And the leader's a bit annoyed. Rightly so. He can't expand anywhere. He borders allies everywhere. So, what does he do? Well, he's gonna be a bit, He's gonna be a bit forceful on the Grey Team leader. They're gonna kind of force them to unite with them. And, they do. This was a forceful annexation, kind of. It was kind of like in the beginning. It was kind of like when the old empire first formed. They went up to Caucasia and were kind of forceful, saying like, if you don't unite with us, we'll invade you. Similar here. Mesopotamia basically said, we'll invade you if you don't unite with us. Now what? Mesopotamia has nowhere to go. They're stuck. I mean, they're bored of the gold team, but they're not doing that. They don't want to border this guy. So Mesopotamia will be invading Persia. Yeah, one of the economic allies they'll be invading. And simply enough, they're doing this because Persia gives them access to Central Asia, which is an absolute jewel, if you can take out Persia, this is good. So Mesopotamian troops will enter into Persian land, and Persia, well, they're hurt, because this is like an ally betraying them. This is like if the UK invaded France. Mesopotamia will quickly cut off Persia's access to the Caspian Sea, which is kind of a huge loss, but not really. The Mesopotamian Navy will make a landing right here, which is not good, because Persia's capital is right here. And this is actually going to be stalemated, surprisingly enough. Mesopotamia will now continue to make landings across the coast of Persia, but not until, this guy joins. This little red Persia country, they joined the war, and they're after historic land. This was not expected. Mesopotamia did not expect this guy to join. But they join and they begin invading. They're not strong. They're not really the strongest. But they just begin invading the Persians. And the Persians at this point are just like, dude. Because, there goes the capital. And there goes the coast. With the coast of Persia gone, Persia is now in a full-on collapse. And they're just going to surrender. They basically just surrender, saying like, let us exist, like, please. We just want to exist as a functioning nation. We don't want to lose our sovereignty. So, Mesopotamia will respect that, but, they may secretly try and maybe puppet them like they were before. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. Taking a look at the peace treaty, we can see that, Persia is, yep, okay. Mesopotamia will be taking 2 chunks of land. And, that's going to hurt Persia a lot, because that's a lot of economically valuable land they're losing. So, and then this red team, which shouldn't really even be involved in the peace treaty, which they were, they're beginning this. And at this point, the red team is going to declare something. They're going to declare the reformation of Pasindia. So, Pasindia is back, and Mesopotamia is like, okay, sure. So, yeah, Pasindia is back, and it's small. But, a few wars, and they could get big, maybe something like this. I don't know, really, because they lost to this brown team, which is funny. But, yeah, they're back, so good job. Anyway, where does Mesopotamia go now? Well, this green team, they're going to do something similar they did with, the grey team. They're going to force them into a union with them. So, they will, and they definitely did this because they were scared to death. They don't want to become Persia. That's not what they want to become. This yellow team is going to be forced into giving up some land, because, well, Mesopotamia doesn't want all of it. Mesopotamia will be forcing them to give up this section of land, which they do, and Mesopotamia is content. But, there's still one more thing to do. There's still one more thing to finish. Mesopotamian troops will enter into the green team for the fifth, probably like the sixth time now. And, what are they after? Well, they're after the turn the rivalry. And unfortunately, the green team, the Caspia, yeah, okay. Mesopotamia will absolutely destroy the green team and will fully annex them in the peace treaty, ending that, 1,000 years rivalry between the two. And the final thing they end up doing is just forcing the purple team to give up some land. Like, hey, just give up some land and we'll let you exist. Purple team will do that. This isn't even their core land, so whatever. And there you go. That's what if Mesopotamia formed an empire. Now, they could keep going, but I don't really think they would. There's not really a reason. The only place they can expand is Central Asia, and that would end up they'll probably end up taking over all these guys, and at that point, they've ordered the pink team, Tibet and India, which, other than the pink team, they're all pretty strong countries, so, they're probably not going to want to do that. Egypt is an ally, and I don't think they're going to invade Egypt. I don't think they're going to try and force them into an alliance either. Rome is a friend, and the Farmers Republic is a close ally, so they're not going to do that either. And then these two, well, if you invade these two, then you're kind of making the Russians angry, because these two might be on the menu for Russia, so Mesopotamia's done. They're done. This is it. This is their empire. And that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I want to start doing more Whisker scenarios, mostly because the series is over and I feel like it'll be fun. But I don't want to do Empire scenarios. I want to do more than just Empire scenarios, because Empire scenarios can get boring. So, that's going to be it for this video. Really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.